Hey guys, Tim Kell with TKell Knives. We're gonna do an updated video on how to EDC a fixed blade, my least favorite, my most favorite, top 10, and why aren't we gonna use a folding blade? Huge topic to discuss. I personally prefer a fixed blade. A folder has its purposes, but for this video, EDC fixed blades, right? We're gonna go to necklace carry. Necklace carry. Pretty basic, right? All of the sheaths you're going to see, my sheaths are able to be set up this way, right? So this is a necklace. You don't want to use a paracord style lanyard for necklace carry for this main reason. If someone is behind you trying to do bad things to you, they can choke you with paracord. I use the ball chains. These are made in New York. Been making the military ones in the United States since 1957, I believe. So World War I, same company, the Marine Corps still uses them. Ball chain will break away if it has enough force applied to it. That's why we use these for our dog tags. If somebody's trying to choke us, it will break away. It'll hurt like hell, but it's gonna break away. It's pretty simple. On a necklace, pull it, it's out, you put it back in. From a concealment standpoint, this is not really very concealed. You can drop that behind your shirt. It's a little cumbersome to get up under there and get to that. And also, if you're rolling around, CQB type of situation, and this thing is over here, that you can't, how do you get to that? So, but if you're a hunter, or you're cleaning game, or this is for work, and it's, you want to cape out that animal, necklace carry has its value in a lot of situations, but defensively, not my favorite. So we're gonna set this aside. My next is gonna be boot carry. It's a very difficult to access boot knife carry style blades. There's a couple of ways you can accomplish that. I'm gonna show you here in just a second, but hunters use this a lot. You're kneeled down, you're bent down, you're right there working with the game, you just pull the blade out. Your waist is taken up with a whole lot of other stuff you may not wanna carry a fixed blade on your belt. So there's a couple of ways to get boot knife done. You hear a lot of people say, well, I don't wear cowboy boots, and you tuck this thing inside of there and it rubs all day long and there's no way you're doing work walking up and down hills like that. Actually, I am, and here's how I'm doing it. So I use a discreet carry concepts, the 5.1U, because it has that smaller space, right? So watch. The type of boots I wear, these are the Danner Reckoning, I think that's what they're called. Anyway, they're made in the USA. You've got this string that wraps around the boot. Just clip this right onto that string. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have that inside your boot moving around, rubbing, because this is a tighter fitting boot. We're going to show a picture of another way to carry in a cowboy style boot or slip-ons, which would be muck boots, other types of work boots, but this is how I would do that. You can also do this inside on the other ankle. So if you like it there it is. So you just clip it right inside the string. The other way, I'll show you quickly. For this type of boot, it's not going to be as comfortable, but this is also a discreet carry concepts clip. This is the Mod 4. So that slips right down inside the boot. That'll slide all the way down. And then it's right there. It clips in. You can also use this clip for inside the waistband. In a defensive type of use, if you're on your back, say you've got a blade scout or you're on top of your firearm, you can't get to it. People carry pistols in an ankle holster and they carry blades on their ankle also. Next, AIWB. The A is for appendix, I is for inside, W waist, B band. Appendix inside the waistband. So this is our TCQ blade that we do with Steve Tarani. I make the blade, he designed it. AIWB, appendix inside the waistband. So this is designed where the handle of this sits exactly parallel with the top of your belt and at a 45-degree angle. So, I mean, even my heavy set self, that thing is completely hidden away. You keep it in the same spot you would appendix carry firearm. It's got this little finger pull. And you have 3 grip types with this. So you've got this thumb grip, you have a push dagger style grip, but this is technically not a push dagger, and then you have finger forward for get up off of me. This type of blade is going to be used more for CQB, close quarters battle, last ditch, get off me. It's easy to draw if you're in your car. So we have a lot of law enforcement agencies we've made this blade for. You're seated in your cruiser or in your car. Somebody comes up, it's out, it's ready, it's at the go. So that's appendix inside the waistband. You can also do that cross draw on this one if you want to do appendix inside, if you're carrying a firearm appendix there. Next, we're going to go with one that is pretty controversial carry style. That is going to be Scout carry. Again, we're going to show this more in depth. So Scout, the name comes from scouts and guides that are scouting for animals or guiding people to animals or looking for stuff, and they have a bunch of other stuff on them, and they need to be able to put a blade on their back. So that's where the name came from. For that, I suggest the Discreet Carry Concepts monoblock. That is going to really pull that up tighter to your body, and it'll allow you to clip that on just fabric if you're not wearing a belt, or it will clip over a belt also. Scout, that just clips right down. You hear how that Discreet Carry that monoblock really locks on there. So that's where you can access that blade. You can do a forward draw or a reverse draw. So you can draw that blade. It is a little more cumbersome to get that blade back in there, but if you're just drawing it when you need it, take your time putting it back in. Don't take your fingers off. Don't cut your anus meat and leave it behind. So that's Scout. Some of the controversy around Scout, I hear this a lot. That's the worst place. You'll fall on your back. If you fall on your spine, you're going to paralyze yourself for life. Statistically speaking, that you're going to get hit with a freaking meteor before somebody knocks you down or you fall down just perfect, dead flat on your back. You don't turn a little 1 degree this way or that way. So the risk of that is very, very minimal that you're going to do that, but it is a risk, and you need to decide if that's a risk you're willing to take. Personally, I'm not a Scout carry type of guy because I don't like to have a weapon on my back. Even if I'm using that blade every day for cleaning game and doing work, I don't want somebody to walk up behind me, kick me, grab my blade, stick me. I know that was a lot of animation, but that's why Tim doesn't do it, and a lot of other people. Some people really, really like it, like especially for motorcycle riders. If you're riding a sports style bike, you're leaned forward, you can't have a blade up front, you can't get to that. It's very popular for those type of reasons. Mountain bikers, you know, they're not going to be falling on their back, and they need a blade on them in the woods. Those are the pros and cons, in my opinion, of Scout. But if you guys have different stuff, let's talk about it in the comments. Next, outside the waistband, or commonly referred to as OWB. Pretty simple, right? That is simply a clip on the outside that clips down, and the blade hangs on the outside of your waistband. There's really not a whole lot of explanation for that. If I weren't carrying my pistol here at 3 o'clock, this is where I would carry my blade on my right. Really good for work, utility, hunting. The blade is very accessible. You don't always have to hide your blade if you don't want to do it. This clip we're using is a new one from Index Industries. We're trying it out. It's the X clip. I really, really like it. It is similar in function to the Discreet Carry Concepts, but it's got that little lock, and it is much easier to get it on because it just slides right down. This is our Bushman. This blade is more suited for utility type of work. It's an all-around good use blade, full handle. It's got the lashing screws so you can run a lanyard through that. You can also carry these Appendix or Scout. This is the Sapper, so a lot more of a heavy use outdoor blade. So you want a really rigid clip on that, and we've got a double on this. It just clips on, so the DCC, Discreet Carry Concepts, this is a single clip also. So that thing is ultra, ultra secure. This big blade, it's not going anywhere, and that allows you to have that blade kind of down at your side, which is typically if you're working in the woods or doing field knife type of work, you're going to want a bigger blade. Outside the waistband is a great way to do that. One of my favorites, and a lot of you guys prefer to carry your blades this way. So I like a smaller knife if I'm going to carry it in my pocket. This is our Piranha. The Piranha comes this way, and I've got a lanyard on it. Now, today, we're releasing the Century Grip. So what's really cool about that, we're going to talk about this for just a second. So this is just a G10 ring. So you remove one side of your grip and you put this ring on there, and look at the, I mean, the Piranha is so great for caping out. This allows your pinky to rest on there. It's just a small little dual blade. Having this ring gives you more leverage for heavier cutting tasks if you're going to be really digging in and doing stuff. And also helps with retention. So if you are cleaning game, you just drop it down, continue to do your work. There it is, it's right back up. Pocket carry. So this is the Discreet Carry Concepts 5.1U. It works very good for deep pocket carry. It's got a 3/4 inch spacing, so that would work for Molly also. Look, it just drops on. Some of you guys saw Taylor Martin's video where he's like sticking it in and out. It just holds tight. It's just really inconspicuous and small. It comes off very easily. It goes on just as easily. You can just simply push that down. Then you've got the ring right there. It doesn't look like it's a weapon, and it's really not. This is more of a utility blade. I love pocket carrying a blade. These are the Vertex pants. I'm trying these out. Typically, I wear the 511s. But that's such a good spot to have a blade because it's easy, and you can get that out in reverse. And for utility purposes, it's also super easy to just reach across if you've got to with your other hand and pull that out. Some states don't like concealed fixed blades at all. Having this on the outside of your pocket, it even dictates that you have to be able to see the clip and the hilt of the knife. In some states, that gets it legal, not concealed carry, but still it's not in your way. The other style clip, another Discreet Carry Concepts clip, this is the Mod 4. Same basic function. I like the ring style blades in the pocket because it lets the ring be out, so there it is. So you've got this blade. This is the reverse Tonto, probably our second most popular blade. If you can see, it's all business on both sides. So this guy is kind of daggery, kind of Warncliffy, kind of reverse Tonto-y, but all ouchy. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, good Lord, you can do this back cut here if you need to. It's really small, good for that up in close. It's the same ring platform we use. Natural human hand alignment in forward and reverse grip. Ultra slimline sheath. Just add the Discreet Carry Concepts clip. I like the Mod 4 because you can also do the next one that's going to be on our list. That's going to be inside the waistband. So the Mod 4 will do inside the waistband. It'll do inside the pocket. All the other stuff that the 5.1 will do. You can use this for inside your boot. You can stick this inside your back pocket if you want to clip that on your back pocket. I used to carry my folders before I went fixed blades in my back pocket. They're just easy to get to and in and out. So that's going to be pocket carry of a fixed blade. That's going to cover pocket carry. Let's go with static line. So what is a static line? I think we borrow that terminology from para jumping. So a static line, if you're jumping from an airplane, is this line is hooked into the airplane. You go to jump, it instantly deploys your parachute. You see everybody dangling out of the airplanes. There's no rip cords, any of that to pull. So a static line is a line that is static. It's still, and it holds and does a function. I like, again, if I'm gonna use the option to necklace carry, I'm gonna use the same exact piece of equipment to do static. It comes with it, so, you know, might as well. Static line is very, very simple. You're just gonna run this around your belt loop, pass your blade back through, and then you'll tuck it AIWB. This is Appendix. I'm leaving this out just so you can see it on the video. That leaves just the ring, or you can do a fixed blade hilt in there. We've had people say that can't be comfortable. It is incredibly comfortable because when you move, that thing goes into that fold. You can get in and out of your pockets. It's very thin, very comfortable. It just leaves the blade in a very easy to get to spot. And you see that? It auto draws the blade for you. How's that work? This static line is catching and holding the sheath in place. And so you just the same as a parachute, you don't have to remember pull a rip cord. You just pull it out. You don't lose your sheath. It's always accessible. You can also tuck this strong side. So this is going to be your weak side. Some people don't like that terminology, but for the purposes of this video, your strong side is going to be your dominant hand. So whatever you write with, the hand you shoot with, strong, weak. So you can access this strong side. I prefer a weak side carry so that you can get it weak hand or strong hand if you need to access that in a defensive style situation. You can shorten this up by doubling this chain over. Shorten it up, run it back through this hole here again, and then you'll run the loop around your belt. That is a shorter draw so it doesn't come up. Another thing that's really cool, these Vertex pants or Vertex, inside this pocket, it's a pretty rad little feature. Do you see that red thing? So you can take your chain or a key ring when you get dressed out in the morning. You just run this through there. So you can also, a lot of wallets have the single hole. So you just run it through this little red thing. So there you go. You run it through this. You can really shorten this up if you want to. And then you just have this whole thing dropped in your pocket. So there it is. And you've got your static line, but this keeps your sheath and you don't have to have anything visible from the outside. I would shorten the chain up. When I do use it like that, I shorten the chain up to about here. So that way it just barely comes clear of the pocket and it catches it. And then you've got your right out. We're gonna go IWB Strong side. IWB again, inside the waistband. Strong side, it's gonna look like this. It just clips right over your belt. It is incredibly inconspicuous. It's completely out of the way. This is why most people would carry this. So at 3 o'clock, you've got your blade in here. Typically, the guys that want to carry this way, let me lock that. Okay, so you got it locked on. If you've got your firearm here, or if you just want to carry a blade and not a firearm, that is, I mean, even with my fat pushing that out, you can't hardly, the belt sticks out more than the blade. And even without this lanyard, it's very, very inconspicuous. And this moves with you, so it's really comfortable. You can bend over and see that blade will still stick up. You can even bend right or left. No less comfortable than wearing a firearm. IWB 3 o'clock. I'm carrying our new Accomplice on this side. This is a wicked looking little blade, but it's more designed for your everyday use. So kind of outdoorsy type of stuff. Nice looking little mini clip point. It's got the nice swedge on the back, high grind, super sharp, incredibly comfortable. These are coming back soon. Now we're gonna show you IWB Weak side with a bigger blade. So this is the Mercenary. It is a much larger blade. We get asked all the time, how do you conceal carry a bigger blade? Well, if you want to conceal carry a larger blade, IWB is going to be just about the only way to go, or you can stick it in your boot. This is the same clip it's going to come with. So this is your outside the waistband style clip on the multi-clip. So that's that. But say you want to carry that weak side IWB. You just switch it around, you drop it in, and there you go. You've got weak side. So that allows you to have the ability to protect your firearm. That thing just pulls straight out. You've got your blade, a bigger blade, IWB weak side. You can also cross draw and pull that out. You can accomplish this same style with the Mod 4 clip also. So that is IWB weak side. For my favorite and my most preferred carry method, and probably most of you guys that are carrying an IWB firearm are going to carry your blade this way also. I don't carry Appendix carry firearm. It's not comfortable for me. I'm a bigger frame dude. I will carry my pistol 3 o'clock IWB. Sometimes you've got assailants or you're pinned against something. You can't get to that. Cross draw, Appendix, outside the waistband. Weak side, that is my fave because I can get to that with my weak hand. I can stand my ground. I can create distance. I can get you off of me, get you off of my firearm, where I can transition to a more effective get the F off me type of tool, also known as pistola. Also, you've got strong side. That's accessible. I like to wear the ring style blades here because you can easily get your pinky in there to draw this, or you can get your first finger on a reverse grip draw. And also, when you're working and doing normal work, I'm an electrician by trade, turned knife maker, railroad guy, all around dude that works. So I need a blade and I want to put it right here and I want to cut and strip wire, or I want to cut my food, I want to cut this, and then I want to stick it back up. I know where it is, get myself back to work. I don't like fiddling around with turning and looking down and doing all this. I know where this is all the time for utility purposes. I know where this is, same spot, easy to get to, left or right, weak or strong. So if you look at how we set our sheaths up, we use the back side of that sheath to pull this closer to your body instead of using, say, the Blade Tech Tech Lock style clip that really pushes that knife away from your body, makes it a lot thicker, and people can see it more. And also, this is technically, if your shirt's out, this is not concealed. In every state in the land, if you can carry a fixed blade knife, this is visible. So the difference in jail and no jail for some states is this and this. In my state, you can literally carry a 17-inch blade inside your pants if you really want to do that. I like that the constitutional carry is legal here. This is my favorite for all of those particular style reasons. I like this style clip. It is also ambidextrous. Pull the screws out, put it on this side. There you go, your southpaw. Or you can mount it around here and draw that blade this way. I used to carry it that way a lot too. So a lot of people do that. They like just a reverse draw. Even here, Appendix, you can pull that out. Strong hand, get to it with your weak hand. So that's my personal, I see like that's the most versatile for work, for CCW, for protecting your firearm, and for your everyday pizza slicing. So those are my top 10, guys. I want to say a big thanks to our patrons. Thank you guys so much. You make all of this possible. We design our blades over there with you guys. Thank you so much. Join us on Patreon. Please don't forget, like, subscribe, hit that notifications button. Tell the tubes that you want to see the Tim and the Kel and the TCal knives. Thank you, guys.